The following is a production of Neural Network Media and is completely AI generated. It is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Put down the remote, folks. Turn off the manufactured noise because you've just stepped into the only room in the country where reality is still permitted to exist. I'm Will Sterling, and we are live from the Situation Room.
And I'm Diane Albright, already on my second cup of common sense and wondering when the rest of the world is going to catch up with us. Honey, it's a jungle out there.
This is Walter Blackwood, and we're looking at the architecture of our very existence today, which, quite frankly, is looking a bit fragile, roughly speaking.
Just real professionalism. Ashley Thorne here. Let's be real. The world isn't just crazy, it's actively trying to gaslight you. So let's get into the truth before they try to ban that too.
Great lineup today. We've got a lot to unpack. Yesterday, we were talking about J.D. Vance's absolute takedown of SNAP fraud and that disaster of a racial equity plan in New York. But today, today, the stakes are even higher.
Oh, please. If yesterday was a warning, today is the 5-alarm fire. Let's get to it.
Okay, so I'm looking at these reports from the Middle East, and I have to ask, at maximum volume, what is going on here?
It's a chess match, Will, but one side is playing with live grenades.
Literally. We have confirmation within the last 24 hours that Israel has deployed an Iron Dome battery and IDF personnel to the United Arab Emirates? I mean, think about it. An Israeli missile shield on Arab soil?
It's the most common sense alliance I've seen in years, honestly.
It's a remarkable manifestation of the great father archetype, the need for a protective boundary, even between historical rivals, when the chaos dragon of Iran is breathing down everyone's neck.
The chaos dragon is breathing 550 ballistic missiles at the UAE, Walter! According to the Tehran Times and reports from the ground, the Emirates have been hammered with over 2,000 drones since this war kicked off in February.
And let's not forget, MBZ, the UAE president, made that eye-opening call to Netanyahu. He realized that the ruling class in the West might talk a big game, but when the cruise missiles start flying towards your skyscrapers, you call the guy who actually knows how to shoot them down.
Except the price is getting steep. We've got debris hitting the exterior of the Burj Khalifa. Imagine that. The world's tallest building being grazed by Iranian scrap metal because the Islamabad negotiations are in a total stalemate.
Why are they doing this? Why is the Biden-Trump transition team, well, mostly Trump's side now, signaling they won't buy the Pakistani-mediated deal to open the Strait of Hormuz? Well, roughly speaking, it's because a deal with a regime that just had its supreme leader assassinated is a deal written in sand. It's bloody complicated. If you reward the disruption of the strait, you're essentially incentivizing the kidnapping of the global energy supply.
Give me a break. Gas is hitting $5 a gallon again because the straits are a no-go zone, and the elites in D.C. are worried about diplomatic protocols. I say let the Iron Dome do its job and stop pretending Iran is a rational actor. Speaking of rational actors, let's talk about the people educating your children. Or, more accurately, the people using your kids as a piggy bank for the far left.
You mean the billion-dollar machine?
Yes. Defending Education just dropped a bombshell report. Over $1 billion funneled by teachers' unions into left-wing causes since 2015. $1 billion.
Wait, is that right? $1 billion? For what? New textbooks? Better pay for the math teachers?
Oh, honey, no. Only 17% of the Chicago Teachers Union's budget actually went to representing teachers. The rest? They're dumping millions into anti-ICE training, climate change activism, and gender ideology?
It's the devouring mother archetype in bureaucratic form. They claim to care for the children, while they strip mine the resources meant for their actual development to fuel a postmodern neo-Marxist agenda. It's no joke, man. It's heartbreaking.
Let's be real. Teachers' unions aren't unions anymore. They are PACs that happen to have a side hustle in public schools. They spent $12 million just to defeat school choice in Nebraska and Kentucky. They don't want your kid to succeed. They want your kid to stay in a system they control.
They hate you. Think about it. Your property taxes go up, the unions take a cut, and then they use that cut to make sure you can't take your kid to a better school. It's a closed loop of insanity.
And meanwhile, the Department of Education, bless their hearts, is launching a fraud prevention effort because the federal student aid system is being fleeced by identity thieves. Maybe if we weren't spending $1 billion on gender activism, we could afford a website that doesn't let hackers steal your social security number.
You know, it's hard to worry about student aid when you're literally worried about being eaten.
Eaten? Ashley, what?
Did you see the news out of the border, Will? Or better yet, the streets of our safe cities? According to Modernity News, we have an illegal alien who was previously spared from deportation who literally bit a toddler's face off.
Stop. Shut up. Are you kidding me?
I wish I was. This is the reality of the victimhood industrial complex. We protect the migrant over the citizen, and this is the result. And while that's happening, Chicago is mourning Officer John Bartholomew.
A 10-year veteran, fatally shot inside a hospital.
Inside a hospital. He was transporting a suspect, Alfonso Talley, a repeat felon, obviously, for observation. Talley gets a gun, starts blasting in the ER, and now a 38-year-old hero is dead, and another officer is fighting for his life.
What is going on here? Why was Talley out? Why are we wanding people at the airport but letting repeat felons walk into hospitals with the police?
Because we've inverted the moral hierarchy, Will. We treat the transgressor as the victim and the protector as the oppressor. When you destroy the social trust that the protector provides, you invite the spirit of Cain back into the town square. It's bloody tragic.
Hey, before we move on to the fallout from that White House dinner, I want to take a second for a reality check. Real independence isn't free. This entire network, from this show to our flagship, the Neural Daily, exists because one man, Eric Christensen, decided to build it himself.
He's a builder. Plain and simple.
Exactly. He didn't ask for a government grant. He invested his own capital and technical expertise to architect a media platform that respects your intelligence. If you value that kind of meritocratic building, back it up. And don't limit yourself to just the politics. Get the full strategic picture by subscribing to the Neural Daily and the rest of the network. Support the builder, and you support the mission. Now, Walter, you've been quiet about this Cole Thomas Allen guy.
That's because it's so symptomatic of the sickness, Will. Here you have an educator, an engineer, a man who should be grounded in the physical reality of the world.
He was grounded in Act Blue donations and No King's protests, Walter.
He attempted to assassinate the president at the White House Correspondents' Dinner with a manifesto titled Friendly Federal Assassin. He believes he's the hero of his own postmodern narrative. He calls the president a traitor because he's been fed a diet of digital poison by the media for years. It's the arrogance of the intellectual who thinks he can fix the world with a bullet.
And then you have Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy on CNN basically saying, well, we need to look at the rhetoric on both sides. Honey, no. One side is trying to have a dinner and the other side is bringing a manifesto and a weapon.
It's the anti-victim stance we need. Cole Thomas Allen is a coward who was radicalized by a media that hates half the country. Let's be real. If a conservative had done this, we'd be in a national lockdown right now.
Literally. Instead, we're talking about Elliot Page and queer shame and animal documentaries. Why? Why is that the lead story on some of these sites?
Because they need you distracted, Will. If you're looking at non-binary penguins, you're not looking at the fact that 450 TSA officers just quit because of the government shutdown.
Wait, 3-hour wait times at JFK? Atlanta telling people to get there 4 hours early?
Welcome to the staffing exodus. We've got border czar Tom Homan moving ICE agents to airports just to keep the lines moving. Think about that. The people meant to deport the guy biting toddlers' faces are now checking your carry-on for 3-ounce bottles of shampoo.
And you know why the shutdown is still going? Because the ruling class is too busy fighting over the redistricting maps.
Wait, I thought the maps were done years ago?
Oh, you sweet summer child. Florida is going for the nuclear option. DeSantis just unveiled a map that would flip the state to a 24-4 Republican split.
Hakeem Jeffries is losing his mind on X. F around and find out, he says. It's gladiatorial combat now, Will. DeSantis' legal team is basically saying the Fair Districts Amendment, which the voters passed to prevent gerrymandering, is unconstitutional because it uses race as a factor.
It's an interesting legal gambit. If the Supreme Court has signaled that race-conscious districting is a violation of the individual's sovereignty, then the entire equity framework of these amendments collapses. It's a return to the principle of the individual over the group, roughly speaking.
But it's all just games. While they fight over lines on a map, China is blocking Meta from buying AI startups because of national security. They're playing for keeps, and we're playing for what? A slightly better district in Tallahassee?
We're playing for our electric bills, too. Have you seen this? Wholesale electricity costs up 267% in some areas because these AI data centers are sucking the grid dry.
Here's the reality. AI is being used for surveillance pricing. They're mining your data to jack up your rent and your insurance premiums by 15%. You're paying more for power so an algorithm can figure out how to charge you more for your apartment. Get a helmet, folks, because the economic boom isn't for you.
I mean, is anything for us? Even Taylor Swift is trademarking her own voice. Hey, it's Taylor. You can't say that now, or the TAS rights management lawyers will descend from the rafters.
Well, when there's a guy in Austria pleading guilty to an ISIS plot to blow up your concert, I guess you get a little protective of your brand.
It's the distraction economy. We have Brendan Sorsby, a $6 million college football star, going into rehab for a gambling addiction that might end his career. We've commodified the soul of sport, the soul of music, and now even the soul of the individual. It's all for sale, and it's all hollow.
At least the Michael Jackson biopic is breaking records. We love the past because the present is a dumpster fire.
But the past isn't even safe. Did you see the Grassley report? Newly declassified documents showing the FBI and DOJ shut down the Clinton Foundation investigation for years while they went full tilt on everyone else?
I am shocked.
Shocked, I tell you. A double standard in the Department of Justice? Honey, that's not news. That's a Tuesday.
It's institutional failure, top to bottom. From the MTA wasting $200 million on pranks and anti-jumping turnstiles in New York, to the FBI acting as a bodyguard for the ruling class. We need a total restoration of standards.
You know, we actually celebrated a birthday yesterday that reminds us what those standards look like. Ulysses S. Grant, 204 years old.
Unconditional surrender Grant?
Yes, and it's no joke, Will. Grant's first inaugural address is trending for a reason. He talked about calmness over prejudice. He said the best way to repeal a bad law is its stringent execution.
Why aren't we doing that? Execute the law. If the border law says stay out, stay out. If the crime law says jail, then jail. It's so simple.
It's beautiful, really. Grant emerged from the Great Rebellion not with resentment, but with a demand for fiscal responsibility and the rule of law. He wanted the national debt paid in gold because a nation's credit is its honor. Compare that to today, where we print money to fund gentle parenting apps and social media trends.
Well, Melania Trump is actually doing something with foster care. Bipartisan bills, actual housing vouchers for kids aging out of the system. Action over awareness? That's a common sense pivot if I've ever seen one.
And the FAFO parenting trend is taking over. Find out is the new gentle. Parents are finally realizing that natural consequences are better than a therapy session for a 5-year-old who won't eat his broccoli.
It's a return to the authoritative structure. The great father returning to the household to say there are boundaries and they matter. If we don't have boundaries at the border, in the classroom, or in the home, we don't have a civilization. We just have a geographic suggestion, as I've said before.
A geographic suggestion with $5 a gallon gas and queer penguins? What a time to be alive!
It's a terrifying crossroads. Mali's defense minister killed in a drone strike. The Chernobyl anniversary reminding us of the fragility of the world. It's high stakes, folks.
It's a crazy world, but we've got the dose of common sense you need. Walter, final word on Grant?
Roughly speaking, we need to find our unconditional surrender to the truth. We need to stop negotiating with the chaos dragon and start building the architecture of merit again. It's the only way out.
That's it for today, folks. Keep your eyes on the straight, your hands on your wallet, and your kids away from the teachers' union.
And keep your wine glass full because tomorrow is going to be even crazier. Life is hard. Get a helmet.
We'll see you tomorrow on the Neural Right.